boy. Oh, there's a lot of movies on the horizon. Of course there's a lot of movies on the horizon. I mean, the film industry is at an all-time high right now. I mean, you look at Captain Marvel, Shazam, you look at Avengers Endgame coming out here soon, and you look at Disney and these live-action remakes. First it started with Cinderella, and then we got, and then we got The Jungle Book, and then we got Beauty and the Beast, and now we get The Lion King. So...
Oh, that reminds me of something else, too.
What's
I saw yesterday. Apparently, Jordan Peele would be interested in doing a live-action remake of Disney's Gargoyles. That'd be kind of legit.
That would be epic.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Because, holy shit. Gargoyles was badass.
Yeah, I remember liking it a lot.
The only thing that sucks is that David Keith can't come back to play Goliath.
Yeah.
If they do motion capture for the Gargoyles, maybe he could. Maybe he could. I don't know. Okay. All right.
I wonder if they did like a motion cap type thing, if Jordan would still want to cast, like, you know, nothing but like a black cast for him, or if he would care that way.
I don't know. I know he released that one article saying that he would never he'd never cast like a white lead.
Yeah.
Which
he might just be talking about for horror movies, though, just because he's talking about, like, you know, there aren't many black leads in horror.
No, and I understand that. I understand that. Well, the truth is, man, I mean, he can do whatever he wants. And I'm not as high on him as I used to be. I mean, because I loved Get Out. To me, it's one of the best horror movies ever. Us was a bit of a disappointment, in my opinion.
I still think it's mostly because I just went in expecting something different than what I got. And
I went in not expecting anything. I went in expecting Jordan Peele to, be Jordan Peele and make a movie. That's really it. I didn't expect it to be Get Out Part 2. I didn't expect it to be anything like that. And seeing it and seeing the layer of the story, I get the symbolism he's wanting to go for. It's just, to me, it's not. To me, it just didn't hit as much as Get Out did.
For me, it was kind of like, just based off the trailer, I kind of built like an idea for a movie in my head based off of what I saw. And then when I went back and rewatched the trailer again after I saw the movie, I was like, okay, yeah, like, I see how I was just completely wrong. And I kind of wanted it to be my idea, but the fact that it was something different kind of just threw me off, I guess. And I was like, this is not at all what I thought that it was going to be from the trailer. Because, like, with the rabbits and shit, like,
yeah.
And, like, that made it, to me, like, that didn't look like a real thing to me. It looked like something that would be happening, like, in a supernatural setting. And I didn't expect it to be actually a hallway that rabbits were running around in, because there were a bunch of rabbits down there, It was just odd. I don't know. I expected more of a supernatural movie, but it wasn't supposed to be that, and so I just kind of falsely, like, hyped myself up for something that
you thought there was going to be something
get.
Supernatural to it.
Yeah, and I need to rewatch it again now, because I feel like if I rewatch it just and have more of an open mind about what I'm seeing, like, watch it for what it is, basically, there's a chance that I might like it more than when I originally watched it.
Okay. Well, there you go, I guess. So,
yeah, I wanted it to be as, like as Get Out, but it wasn't really the same. It didn't seem like amount of, like, factor, like, because, like, Get Out, like, the hypnotizing and stuff, and the way he, like, depicted the being hypnotized and unable to move, like, floating inside your own brain, basically, with a window.
Yeah.
Like, that was, like, horrifying.
Yeah, the sunken place.
Yeah.
The visualization there is beautiful. Terrifying but beautiful. But
and,
overall,
like, the initial things that were happening in Us before you really found out what was going on were pretty fucking creepy in the same way, too. But,
well,
just once you found out what it kind of was, it was almost one of those things where, you know, in horror movies, I like when I'm not told everything. And maybe he just revealed like a little bit more than I wanted him to or something.
I figured the doppelgangers, like, I didn't go into it with the thought of it being anything, but I thought that the doppelgangers weren't like fully a completely separate thing. They were actually tethered to the person, and the person, and of course, one part of it did come true. The tethered did their damnedest to kill and replace the ones that they took, the ones that they killed. Tried to replace the ones that they killed, which the ones that they killed were their overworld versions. That I figured was going to happen and did happen, but I figured it was going to be something more psychologically palatable versus there actually being like doppelgangers and stuff like that. I thought it was going to be more concentrated on the family and not a worldwide thing.
Yeah, same
but
here.
But we're all surprised by stuff, and which I'm hoping they're going to be surprised by this.
Yeah, I'm chuckling because I thought it was kind of goofy that we accidentally trailed off onto an Us discussion before our Lion King trailer reaction.
Well, you brought up Jordan Peele wanting to do gargoyles, and that's it.
But yeah.
That's all it takes. So, the Lion King official trailer. This is the first true full trailer that's going to show us the story. I think we all know the story. Pretty much Hamlet in the Wild Kingdom. So, with a hefty dose of Kimba the White Lion thrown in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. So, yeah, let's get the video on screen. And let's make sure everything is peachy. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Life's not fair.
No, it
Is it,
isn't.
my little friend? While some are born to feast, others spend their lives in the dark. Begging for scraps.
Hello, Scar.
Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance.
Zazu.
While others search for what they can take, a true king searches for what he can give.
Oh,
Run away, Simba,
beautiful.
and never return.
Rafiki. Yes. Ah. Yes. Oh my God.
You must take your place in the circle of life.
Wow. It actually looks like they're doing a lot of shot-for-shot recreations.
Well, okay, and that's a good thing. And look, we are actually getting the songs by Tim Rice and Elton John. I'm happy about that.
I wonder if they'll.
Damn.
I wonder if they're gonna remake the whole "I Can't Wait to Be King" sequence.
I don't think they're going to recreate
That would be
it
kind of
verbatim.
crazy. Yeah.
Because I think that'd be a little bit too much for this. I think what they're going to do, they're going to have the believability and everything take place within a logical standard of the jungle, because
And the way
Jungle
animals
Book
can move and interact with
well,
each other.
the
and
way
stuff.
that they did the King Louis song in the Jungle Book made sense, because in India they found out that in India there was never an orangutan. Orangutans were never in India, so they had to change it up. And instead, they made King Louis a Gigantopithecus, which has long been extinct, but did exist in India within a certain time frame to where it could be believable. And the way the song was done and the way everything was done was within a logical standard that didn't overblow. See, you can get away with certain stuff in animation. You can get away with a gigantic tower of animals and all this and all that. That eventually collapses and then is left with Zazu holding up a rhinoceros at the end for some reason.
Yeah.
And then getting crushed. You can get away with some stuff like that. But
stuff like that would be a little darker in this. It wouldn't be quite as funny. It would be
well,
like, oh
it's because,
shit, that bird just got crushed.
These are real looking animals.
Yeah.
Whereas I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a massive confusion, and Zazu's going to be effectively like hung up on something, like he's hung upside down in something like sap in a tree, and he's just like, "Hello, can someone help me, please?"
Yeah, that could be a thing.
Help! and then you eventually find out how he got loose, and he had to lose a few feathers off of his back because of it. His back, he's like, "I might develop a rash because of this, Simba." Much appreciated, by the way. Yes. So there's a lot that's going on in this. There's a lot to see, and the fact that they got Donald Glover to be Simba, I like Donald Glover. I think Donald Glover is a great actor. I've seen Atlanta, and Atlanta is a good show, and he does really good in that.
I've seen some of
Community.
The Community.
Community. He's really good as well. I mean, he's really good at comedy is how he got into the game in the first place. He was originally a comedian, and then he got into music, or then he broke through into music. He was already into music when he was doing comedy, but comedy is what broke him in. Music is what elevated him to the next level, and now he is a more seriously taken actor in a lot of ways. And he's worked very hard to get to that. And I'm glad to see where he's at now because he's actually doing very well for himself. And also, this being directed by Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau killed it with the Jungle Book live-action adaptation. So I figured I think maybe they were just like, well, he knocked it out of the park on this one. Maybe he'll knock it out of the park on this one.
Yeah, I've heard some people hate on the Jungle Book, and I don't understand why.
Well,
I thought it was pretty fucking cool.
No, there's some logical arguments that can be made that it was unnecessary, and that they added things in and took things out that a person felt that someone may feel takes away from the movie. I can see that, but for the most people out there, they enjoyed it. They liked it. They loved seeing these things brought to real life. And I know for people out, it's the uncanny valley, and it's also partly due to perception and also what people like in film. That's just like there are people out there who fall head over heels for films like Moulin Rouge, and I'm just like, this is just a cheap jukebox musical set in late 1800s France.
I've still never seen it.
You may like it, you may not. It's got some interesting set design. It just very
doesn't
big, flamboyant, and all that. It's just not for me.
It doesn't come off as something that I would be super interested in, so I just never have really bothered with it. And
that's fine. That's 100% fine. I'm saying that every film out there. I mean, okay. There's a critic out there named Armand White. Armand White is quite possibly one of the most perplexing entities of movie tastes out there. He thinks that Man of Steel is the godfather of superhero movies.
What?
Yeah.
How can it be the godfather of superhero movies when it's not that old?
Well, what it means... No, by godfather he means... Godfather, in a lot of people's minds, is considered the greatest film of all time. The most perfect film of all time.
You mean like the Godfather of the film?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you meant like the phrase like
No,
like
you
Doom,
mean
like Doom is the godfather of first-person shooters.
no.
Like that,
It means by
yeah. Now I get what you mean.
By
You're
comparison
compared to the
like,
actual movie, The Godfather.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so on that one either. Like,
No.
I mean, it's not bad. Like, from what I've heard, like, supposedly pretty good. I haven't watched it because I'm not a Superman fan, but, like, I'm sure it's not that amazing. I've not heard anybody say it's better than, like, the fucking Avengers or anything like that.
Okay, well, you see, he usually is polar opposite of what people like. And what people do, and what people like and what people don't like. He's usually on the opposite spectrum. For instance, he liked Batman versus Superman. He liked it.
Don't know
how. He also disliked the first Avengers movie. You see, that's what I'm saying. People out there have different tastes, and I'm not saying that they're right. I'm saying that in their mind, to them, they are. That's how opinions work. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people out there can't accept. Mm-hmm. Like, I can accept that there are people out there who are flat earthers. I get it. You want to believe that there's a gigantic ice wall retaining all of the water on Earth and that we live underneath this sonic sphere, that somehow the sun is rotating like at a perfect angle and the stars aren't really there. They're just actually like little dots or anything like that. I understand you want to live with that idea in your head. But overall, you're wrong. People have the right to be wrong. It's just like Ricky Gervais is a critic of religion. Ricky Gervais can't stand religion in a lot of ways. But he said he will always defend a person's right to believe. Because it's their right as a human being. It is their right to do as they please. And if a person wants to believe that Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman is better than Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, he has the right to believe that. And with this...
I mean, I'm going to probably make fun of him for it, but yeah, he has the right to do it.
He doesn't care if people make fun of him for it. Yeah. He knows people might make fun of him for it. I mean, hell, I know people out there have made fun of me for my opinions.
So that's my thing, is usually, like, that's the most I'll do. I'll pick at somebody, like... Ben saying he likes what is it, Honey Bunches of Oats.
Yeah.
And he's just like, it's good cereal. I'm like, it's old people cereal, man. It's like the blandest cereal I ever had. And he's like, well, it's okay if you want to be wrong. I was like, I mean, you're the one that's wrong, but whatever floats your boat, man. That's usually the thing, is I just end it with like, whatever floats your boat. I don't really care. You're wrong, though. I'm just picking at people, when I say you're wrong in an opinion.
Yeah. But The Lion King, I am of the opinion that this is actually going to be a knockout. It's going to be...
It looks really fun.
Really, really good. Because they've got a lot of really good people working on this. They have a great director. They have a great cast. And they got James Earl Jones as friggin' Mufasa.
Yeah.
As he should be. The man's still alive and is still... and can still act. Use him.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they are. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we've ranted and raved enough about this. If you all want to see more, feel free to check the description. You'll find our Patreon and our Discord. You'll also find the link to the original video. If you want to go check it out, feel free to. And I guess until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.